Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. So with continuation of DSS series which we have started yesterday. So today is the day 2. So I'm back with one another problem from lead code. So as you can see on my screen, so I have picked one another problem from lead code, and the name of the problem is median of two sorted array. Okay. So let me read out this question and let's understand what this question says. Okay. So the question says is we are given two sorted arrays like num1 and num2. These are two sorted arrays. Sorted arrays means the elements are stored in ascending order, either ascending or descending order. But in this question, we will refer ascending order. Okay. So this is the size m and n given for that array nums1 and nums2. So what we need to do here is we need to return the median of two sorted arrays. Okay. So what is the median means? Suppose we are given an array like 1, 2, 3. This is the array. So in this case, what is the median of this array? If I ask, median is clearly visible. It is 2. Median means the element which is in between of uh in between like exact between elements. Okay. So we will take example to understand in a more better way. So here let me take the first example, which is already given here. So in this example, we are given two arrays, num1 and num2. So in the num1, we are having two elements, 1 and 3. And in the nums2, we are having only one element, that is 2. Okay. So what is the, so in order to find out the median of both two sorted arrays, we need to combine these arrays. Okay. So let's combine these two arrays. Okay. So after combination of these two arrays, we will store the elements in a different array, newly created arrays. Okay. So first element is 1, then second, how we will arrange the elements is we will arrange the elements in the sorted way. Similarly, how it is arranged in this particular arrays. Okay. So in the same way, we will arrange here as well. Okay. So what is the least value element among these two arrays? So we are having 1. Okay. After that, we are having 2. Okay. After that, only one element is left behind, that is 3. So in this array, we can clearly say the median value is 2. Why? Because in the left side of this element, only one element is there. Okay. In the left side of this median value, how many number of elements is there? 1. So if left side of the element is having same number of element as the right side of the element, then we can say that this is the median of that uh, array. Fine. Now moving to the next example. So coming to the next example. So in the next example, uh, we are given two arrays and the elements are stored in the sorted manner in ascending order. Okay. So here in nums1 we are having 1 and 2, and in the nums2 we are having 3 and 4. Okay. So now let's combine these two elements of the array. So what is the least value element among these two arrays? 1. After that, 3. Sorry, 2. Then after 3, then 4. Right? Now here the problem occurs. So in this case, how many numbers are there? How many elements are there in this array? 4. So in this case, we can find difficulty in finding the median value. Okay, why? Because there are even number of elements in this array. So in case we are having even number of integers in the array, we will take two median value. Okay, suppose here I'm taking, in this case we are taking 2 and 3 as the median value. Okay, so I have taken 2 and 3. So so the median values should be somewhere in between these two values, between 2 and 3, somewhere between 2 and 3 here. Okay, so how to find out? We will just add these two numbers. Okay, these two numbers, I mean 2 and 3, that is 5, and after that I'll divide by 2, that is 2.5. Okay, right? So two edge cases we are having. In case we are after addition, if we are getting the total number of elements is odd number, then we don't have any problem. We directly going to return the value of that index number. Okay, but in case if we are getting after addition of both the elements of two arrays, if we are getting the even number, then what we need to do, we will focus on two median values. We will focus on two median values and find out that two median values with the help of index. So after finding those values, we will add those two numbers. Okay, so we will get 5. After getting the addition, we will divide by 2, and what we will get? 2.5. So in this case, what is the median value? 2.5. As you can see here, output 2.5 is the median value. Fine. Now we will quickly jump into the pseudocode to understand in a more clear way. So here I have taken two example to understand our problem clearly. Okay. So here I have taken two arrays, array 1 and array 2, as per the instruction of the question. So in the first array we are having these elements arranged in a sorted manner, and in the second array we are having these elements, these are also arranged in a sorted manner. Okay, so now in order to get the median of these two sorted arrays, we need to combine the elements of two arrays into a single array. So this is the first requirement we need to do. We need to create a third array, array 3, and inside that we need to assign we need to put the values one by one in a sorted manner. Okay, so what I'll do here is, first, I'm standing here. Okay, I'm taking one variable I to iterate into the first array, and here I'm taking a variable j to iterate into the elements of second array. Okay, now I need to find the minimum value element among these two arrays. So what is the minimum value element? That is 1. Okay, so we will move to this now. Again, what is the minimum value element? 2. Okay, now we will move to the next one. Now, which is the minimum value element? We can choose either, both are same, so we can choose either. Okay, we will move next. So uh, 3 is also there. Again, we will move next. Okay, now which is the smaller among those two? 4 is the smallest. Okay, so we will take 4. Okay, then we will move to the next. Then after that, which is the smaller one? 6. Okay, so we have taken 6. We will move to the next element. Okay, now which is the smaller, 15 or 7? 7 is the smallest, so we will pick 7, move it to the next element. Now which is the smallest, 10 or 15? So 10 is the smallest. We will move the uh, I to the next element here. So among 12 and 15, which is the smallest? 12. So we will pick 12 and write here. So only one thing is left here, 15. Okay. So now we need to check here what is the length of this array. Okay. So what is the length here in this case? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we are having 10 elements. So length of this array is 10. So as I already told or explained you that in the case of even number of elements, we need to pick two median values. Okay. In case of if we are after the combination of the elements of these two arrays, if we are getting the total number of elements is even number, then we need to pick two median values. Okay, so let me write the index value here, 0. What is the index value of this element? 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so if I'll ask in this case what is the minimum value, so there is no uh, median value in this case. Okay, so in this case, uh, if we see the total number of elements is a even number, then we will pick two then we will pick two median values, that is 4 and 6. In this case we will take 4 and 6. Okay, 4 and 6, and we will add these two numbers and we will divide by 2. After dividing, what we will get as a result? 5. So in this case the median value will be 5. Okay, so we need to take care of this in case of even number only. Okay, if the length of the combined array is even number, then we need to add the then first of all we need to pick the two median values. Okay, we need to pick the two median values, add those two median, and divide by 2. The final result will be the median. Okay, so in the first case we are having 5 as a median value. Fine. So now moving further to the next example. So the next example here is we are given array 1 with these elements which is in a sorted arranged manner, and in the second array we are given these elements also arranged in a sorted manner. Now the first task we need to do is we need to combine the elements combine the elements of these two arrays into a single array. So first of all, I'll pick one by one. Okay, pick one by one and arrange in a sorted manner. So pick the least. I'll pick the least value element. So this is the least value element one. Then after that two. Then after that three. Again three. Then four. So in this case, what is the length of this array? We are having 5 elements. So if we are getting odd number of elements, okay, then simply we need to divide by 2. Then after that, the result will be the median value. So this is very easy. There is no complexity in case of if we are getting the length of the array is odd. In that scenario, simply we will divide by 2 and the output will be the median value. But in case if we are getting the even number, on that case, we need to pick two values, okay, okay, and then add those two values and divide by 2. Okay, fine. So how to find these two values, that I'll explain now only. Okay. So now let's erase first of all to write pseudocode. There is no space here. So here, so to solve this question, what I need to do here, let me erase this one also. So now, so in order to iterate among the first array elements, we need to declare one variable, that is I. So initially I am initializing with 0. Okay. So initially I am initializing the I variable with 0. Similarly, I am declare one more variable, that is j. Initially I am initializing j variable with 0 value. Okay. So this I is now pointing at this position, first index of the first array, and this j variable is pointing to the first index value of the second array. Okay, fine. Till here, I think it's clear. So we are having two variable, int I is equal to 0 and j is equal to 0. Also, we need to create one integer type of array. Okay, in order to store the a combination of those elements of both arrays. Okay, so now what I'll do here is I'll write one while loop. While I. So what is the length of the first array? The length of the first array I am defining with n1. And what is the length of the first array? 6. And the length of the second array we are having 4. Now we will iterate while loop until I is less than n1, and the second condition is we will iterate until j is less than n2. Fine. Now inside while loop we will write one if condition. If array of 1 I index is less than array of 2 array of jth index, then what I'll do is add the elements in in uh, array 3. Add the elements of array 1 I plus plus. Add the elements of array 1 in array 3. Then after that we will keep increase the value of I. Then after that else what I'll do, I will just add in array 3. What I'll add? Array of second j plus plus. Okay. It means if the elements of first array is lesser than the elements of the second array, then we will execute the else statement. Okay. Now suppose if any of the array elements gets exhausted, okay, then in that case what we will do, we will pick any of the array's elements and try to and we will add those elements into the array 3. Okay. Now if not if while I is less than n1, what I'll do, array of 3 add array of 1 I plus plus. Again while j is less than n2, then what I'll do, I can write, okay, I have space. So while j is less than n2, and what I'll do, add the value of the second array into the array 3. Okay. So this code will ensure that we have created one array and we have arranged the elements of these two arrays in a what you can say, in a sorted manner. Okay. So this code is this particular code what I have written here is responsible to store the elements of those two arrays in a single array. Okay, so if I'll execute this particular code, then this will store the value of these two arrays in a sorted manner. Four, then which is the minimum value, 6, then 7, then 10, then 12, then 15. Is anything left? No. So this code is responsible to arrange the elements into a newly created array, that is 3, in a sorted manner. Okay, so this particular code is responsible to arrange the elements of both two arrays in a sorted manner in a newly created array, that is array 3. Okay, now what is our task? Now our task is to find the now now I need to check the whether the length of this array is whether the total length of this array is odd or even. So to get the length of the array, what I'll do here, n1 plus n2. What is n1? N1 means the length of the first array. What is the length of the first array? We are having 6. What is the length of the second array? We are having is 4. Okay. So the addition of n1 plus n2 is 10. So after addition, what I'll do, I'll divide by 2. So the result will be 5. So in this case, the result will be 5. So let's do here. Okay. Now, what I'll do here is, I'll just write one if condition. If and modulo 2 is equal to 1, then we need to return the n divided by 2. Okay, this is very simple. Else, so if the n is a even number, okay, if n is the even number, then we need to simply divide n by 2. That will be the output. Okay, else what I need to do, we need to find the index of this value and this value. How we can find the index of this value? Let me check what is the index of 4. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the index value of 4 is 4. Okay, so how I need to find the index value of 4 is, we will simply do n by 2. Okay, we will simply do n by 2 minus 1. Okay, n by 2 minus 1 plus n by 2. So this will be the return value in this case. If the length is odd number, then we need to add these two numbers. Okay, n by 2 means what? N by 2 means what? N is 10. Okay, n is here 10 divided by 2. Okay, minus 1. plus n by 2 means 10 by 2. Okay. Now what I'll get here? So in this case, what I'll get here? 2, 10, 2 plus. Okay, let's first directly divide here. 5, that means 4 plus 5, 5 minus 6, that is minus 1. Okay. Okay, sorry, I did one mistake here. Let me erase first. So if the if the total number of element is even number, then we are directly returning the result of n by 2. Okay, which means 5 in this case. If the 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 total number of elements in the array is even number, if that is even number, in that case what I need to do is we need to find the uh, index value of this element and index value of this element and add those two elements and divide by 2. Okay, so in this case what I'll do here is, so in this case let me just array of array 3 n by 2. Okay, array by n by 2 means directly I'm picking this number plus n by 2 minus 1. Okay, so this will give the this particular value, this index. Okay, so this is what I'll get in this condition. Now the question here is this the optimal way? Is this solution giving the same optimal approach as per the instruction given in this question? So as this question is saying, uh, we need to write the code in such a way that the time complexity should not exceed by order of log m plus n. But in this case, what we are doing here is we are creating one new array and just putting the all the values in that newly created array. Okay, so which is causing the increase in the space complexity, as well as what I'm doing here is I'm iterating each of these elements one by one, so it also causing very so much time complexity. So this could not be the optimal approach as per the question. So we need to find the more optimal way to 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 get the this time complexity. Okay, so how to find the better optimal way? So my question is, can I get directly this 4 and 6? If somehow I'll get this 4 and 6, okay, do I need to do I need to store all these values in this newly created array? No. Do I need to store all these values into this newly created value? No need. Only what I need is I need these two elements. In the first example, I need only these two elements. And in the second example, I only need this element, this particular. So what is the need to store the all the elements into the newly created array and just traverse one by one into each of the elements. So which cause increase in the time clock complexity as well as the increase in the space complexity. So we may have better approach to solve the same problem. How we can discuss now. Okay, let me erase first of all. So we are going to discuss the better approach, the more optimal way to solve this problem to reach to our optimal time complexity. Okay. So so to in order to uh, get the better optimal way, so what we need to do here is first of all we need to define one variable. Let me erase first. So I need to define one variable, that is count. So I have taken one hypothetical variable, that is count. Initially it is 0. So at this moment it is 0. Okay. Again I'll take one more variable, that is I is equal to 0. This is also 0. This is used to iterate in the first array elements, and j I'll take to iterate in the second array elements. Okay. Now what I'll do here is, uh, now I is pointing to the first element and j is pointing to the first element of the second array. Now we have, yeah, we are having count is equal to 0. And what is the length? Length of the first array is 6. Length of the second array is 4. Okay. Now we will run a while loop. Okay. Let's first explain. Later we can. Okay. Let me first write the combination of these two arrays. One, 2, 3, 3, 4, 6, 7, 10, 12, and lastly 15. Okay. What is the index of each elements? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I need to pick this element 4, and I need to pick this element, that is 6. Okay. So in order to pick these elements, we can pick with the help of index, that is 4 and 5. Okay. Okay. So how I can get this how I can get this value with the help of this index, and how I can this access of this value with the help of this index, I mean 5. Okay. So let's iterate with among each elements of the array. So initially count is 0. We have taken a hypothetical variable, that is count is equal to 0. We are not taking any array to uh, we are not taking any array and assigning value into it. We are just taking a hypothetical variable, and we are just iterating one by one into each of the elements. So initially count is equal to 0. Okay. And I variable is pointing to the first uh, first element of the first array, and j is pointing to the first element of the second array. Okay. Now we will iterate one by one. Okay. Now I is equal to 0. Now I is equal to 0. Okay. So we will check which one is lesser, is array of ith index, that is 1 or 2. Obviously 1 is the lesser value, so I have picked 1. Okay. I have picked 1. Now I will point to the second one. Okay. Now among 3 and 2, which is the smaller? 2 is the smaller. Okay. So now we have written 2. So we have written 2. Now j will be pointing to the this element. Okay. Okay. We will also keep changing this value also. Initially I was what? 0. Okay. Initially I was 0. Okay. And count was also 0. And we move to this element. Okay. We move to this element. So since until we get increment in the I, we will keep increment in the count variable also. So we have increment I with 1. So we will increment here also. We have increment j once. So we will increment once this count also. So now count is what? 2. Okay. Now we are here. So among so I is now pointing to the this element. Okay. And j is pointing to the this element. Okay. Now which one is the smaller one? So the both are the same, so we can pick any one. Okay. So here j will be what? J will be j will be 1. Okay, so j will be 1, and if I can pick any one of the values. Okay, so if I'll pick this value, then count will also increase. Okay, now let me increment this. Now count will now I will also, so let me write this value also, 3. So now I became 1. No, this is 0, 1, 2. Now I became 2. So I is incremented by 2. Also count is also incremented by 4. So this is what I wanted. Okay. So this is what I wanted. What I wanted index number 4. And exactly I got index number 4. So with the help of this index value, I can get this value 4. Okay. So I got the first index element. So the first index element is 4. Now our plan is to find the second index element. So now we will iterate in the same way. Now I is what we were having, the value of I 2. So we again the value of I will move to the next element, that is 4. Okay, so I become 3 here. So let me increment the value of I became 3. Okay, similarly count will also increment by 1, that is 5. So here is the as you can see here, I also got the index value of this element, what I wanted to achieve here. I wanted to pick this value index number. So what is the value? What is an index value of this number? 5. So the index of second element is what? 5. And what is the value? 6. Okay. So what I need? What is the value? 6. Now what I need to do? I need to add these two numbers, that is 4 and 6. I'll add and divided by 2. What will be the result? 5. So this will be the median value. In case if we are having the length is even number, in that case we are having the median is 5. Okay, now I'll jump into the code. Now, so this is the code I have written to explain. So let me pick one example from the question itself. So here I'm picking the example number 2 from the question. So here nums1 is equal to 1 and 2. So here nums1 is equal to what? 1, comma 2. Similarly, nums2 in nums2 what we are having? We are having 3 and 4. We are having 3 and 4. Now we need to find the what is the sum of the elements of both two arrays. 2 plus 2 is 4. So the total number of element is 4. And the first array element length is how much? 2. And the second array element how much? 2. Now let's come to the question here. So I have written this code in a Java programming language. If you guys are not aware of Java, you can also uh, take approach of other languages like Python or C++. So mostly languages are similar. So let me explain this. So here I have created one method that is, as you can see, find median sorted arrays. Okay. So in this, I'm passing two arrays, nums1 and nums2. Okay. And also I have created one variable n1 and n2. N2 means the length of the first array. Yeah. Okay. N1 means length of the first array, N2 means length of the second array. Now, what is n here? N is the sum of the two arrays, sum of the elements of the two arrays. Okay. Now, what is index 2 here? Index 2 is what? Index 2, let me first of all take, so index 2 here is n divided by 2. Index 2 means the second element index. Okay. So let me take here the combination of these two array elements. Index value of first element, second element, third element, and fourth element. Now, how to find the index of second element and divided by 2? So, here index 2 is what? N divided by 2. What is n? N is 4. 4 divided by 2 is 2. Similarly, what is index 1? Index 1, what? Index 1 is what? Index 2 minus 1. So what is index 2? 2 minus 1 is 1. Now, what is count? Count is currently we are having 0. Okay. Now, what is index 1 element? This is index 1 element. At this moment, we are not knowing what will be the index 1 element value. So, from this example, we can clearly say that this is the index 1 value. Okay. And this is the index 2 value. But here I don't know index 2 element. Currently at this time -1. Now what I'll do here is I will iterate until the value of I will be lesser than the length of the first array. What is the value of I? 1. What is the value of I? The value of I is 0 at this time. So let me initialize the value of I 0. Okay. And the value of j is also 0. So 0 is less than n1. Okay. This condition is true. J is also less than n2. I mean 0 is less than 2. Okay. So this condition is also true. So we will come inside this while condition. Okay. So here inside this while loop, one more if condition is there. So we will check nums1 of I. What is the value of I? 0. So 0th index, 1 index, 0 index, 1 index. So nums1 of 0, that is 1, is less than nums of 0th index, that is 3. Is it lesser? 1 is lesser than 3? Yes, this is lesser than 3. So we will come inside this loop. We will execute the first statement. Okay. So what is the count here? We are having count at this moment. We are having 0. So is 0 is equal to the index 1. What is the index 1? -1. No, it is not equal. So So we are not going to execute this statement because this is false. So again, moving to the next if condition, that is if count is equal to index 2. What is the count? 0. 0 is not equal to index 2. So this is also not a satisfying condition. So now we will increment the count by 1. So it will become 1, and I also will increment by 1. Now I'll come to the else condition here. So in the else condition, what is the value of count? The value of count is 1. And what is the value of index 1? 1. So both the value is 1. So count is also 1, index 1 is also 1. So this condition is satisfying. It means we will execute this statement. Okay, so we will initialize the nums2 of j. What is the value of j? 0. Okay, 0. I mean 3. We will initialize uh, 3 in this variable. I mean now the index 1 element should be 3. Hope you guys understood. Now moving to the second if condition, if count is equal to index number 2. What is the value of count? We are having 1. Okay, and what is the value of index 2? Minus 1. Index 2. What is the value of index 2? Index 2. 2. So this is not equal to index 2. So we are not going to execute this statement. So we will now increment count by 1. So it will become 2, and j will also increment by 1. So it will become 1. Now again I'll move to this while condition. So if I is lesser than n1, what is the value of I? 1. Is 1 less than n1? Yes. Is j less than n2? Yes. So we will come inside this loop, and we will check this if condition. Nums of I mean, what is the value of I? This one, 2. Okay, 2 is less than this value. Yes, this condition is true. So we will come inside this loop, and we will execute this if condition. Okay, so what is the value of count? 2. Is count is equal to index number 1? No. So we will not execute this statement. We will move to the next if condition. So what is the value of count? Here 2. And 2 is equal to index number 2. Yes, it is equal to index number 2. So we will execute this particular statement. Okay, fine. So in the index number 2 element, what we are going to assign? This particular value. What is the value of nums of I? 2. 2 is there. Okay, so we got these two elements what we were looking for. Okay, element 1 and element 2. Okay, so now what I'm going to do here is So now here I'll come outside here, and so here I'll check if the elements of the first array and the second array gets exhausted. Currently the value of count became 2 and j also become 2. So at this moment both the condition will be false, because 2 could not be lesser than 2 and also 2 could not be lesser than 2. So this condition, both the condition will be false at this position. So we will come out from this while loop, and now we will come to this loop. Okay, so here also, what is the value of I? 2. 2 is less than 2? No. This condition is also not satisfying. This condition is also not satisfying. So now coming to this if condition, what is the value of n? 4. And what this is 2. So this condition is not true. So we are not going to execute this statement. Okay, because this condition is not true, we are not going to execute this statement. So we will come outside from this if condition and we will execute this statement. So what is the value of index 1 element? What is the value of index 1 element? 3 plus what is the value of index 2 element? That is 2. Okay, 3 plus 2 is 5 divided by 2. What we will get? 2.5. So this is the expected median output. As you can see here, this is the output. This should be the output. So let's execute this solution. So this is running fine and all the test cases are working. Okay, now let's submit. Let's see what happened. Okay, this is working. So hope you guys understood this question, and we will see you tomorrow and with new course, with a new problem. So if you like this video, do like, share and subscribe. Okay, thank you.